Hi, everyone. Hello, Linda. How are you? Hello, Marky. Hello, Hilton.
Hello, Rob.
How's it? Are you ready, Mr.?
Yes, we're ready.
Always
We're
ready. Good, good. You
We're
waiting?
Rabbi.
How's it? How's it? How
Hello,
are you?
it's Anthony.
Hello, Anthony. Hello, Anthony. How's it?
How are you?
Baruch
Right,
Hashem,
how are
and
you?
Good, good,
Right,
good,
thanks.
good. Janet, how are you? Are you okay?
Baruch Hashem, and you, Rabbi?
Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. Hilton K, how are you?
Hello,
Mr. K?
Rabbi.
How's it? How's it? How are you? Hello, Gabriel. How are you? Hello, Brian.
Hello, Rabbi.
Hello.
How are you, Iva?
Okay, fine, thanks.
My phone fell off. Sorry, I was putting it on a stand and it just decided that
Okay.
do whatever you want. Okay, I'll put it back. Let's just wait another few more minutes for more guys to join us.
Hey, Rabbi Levy.
Hello, Stephen. How are you? How are you?
Nice and fresh today.
Thank you that you join us early. Huh?
With a red coat.
Yes.
Look at that, eh? Seems
Good
unbelievable.
evening, Rob.
Nice
Good
and
evening.
fresh
How's
outside.
it? How's it? How are you? How are you, Louis?
I'm fine, thanks.
How's
How are
everyone? I'm okay, Baruch Hashem.
I really can't even get over that. Looks just like me, eh? What's this
Okay,
slime, bro?
everyone there. Okay, who else there? Who else there that I didn't say hello? Oh,
How's it,
Sean.
Rav?
How's it, Sean? How are you, Shawnee?
Okay,
Good,
thanks,
good,
Rav.
good.
By
Hello,
you?
Stephen. How are you? Baruch Hashem. So I see that most of you there. I'm going to start the shiur. I'm going to mute everyone and only Mr. Schenke going to read for us. So he's going to unmute himself when he's ready. So Rabotai, just before I start, just few announcements, just to remind you everyone that tomorrow morning, remember, tomorrow morning is the fast of the 17th of Tammuz. The fast starts 5:42 in Joburg, and it's end in Joburg in 5:49 in the afternoon. I'm not sure what is it in George. So, Gabriel, I'm sure that you know how to check it up. When I was down there, you always helped me. I'm sure that you know. Okay, I would like to dedicate the shiur in memory of our friend Moti, that's Mordechai ben Rahma, Esther Kaden bat Ketsia, ואסתר בת משה הלוי, נשמתם תהיה צרורה בצור החיים. And I would like to dedicate the shiur to our friend, in health of our friend. Number one is Liron ben Sarit, Liora bat Miriam, Menashe Naji ben Farha, what is named the father of Shimi, it's Reuven Haim ben Alia, ושאר כל חולי עמו ישראל, ויהושע בן בתיה. בעזרת השם נעשה ונצליח, ודוד בן אסתר, that's Elton Bondi, please God, רפואה שלמה to all of them. We are in Parashat Pinchas. Parashat Pinchas, we're going to start with the first verse. וידבר אדוני אל משה לאמור. Hashem spoke to Moshe, בכבוד, Mr. Schenker, sorry, that's your job.
Yeah, but what do you want? Verse 11.
Only the first verse, verse 10.
Hashem
Hello,
spoke to
Eden.
Moses, saying,
Hashem spoke to Moses, say, and immediately when I wrote that shiur, it was on Monday night and Tuesday. When I wrote the shiur, it was the yortzeit of the famous Rabbi Haim ben Attar. Rabbi Haim ben Attar, born 324 years ago in the city of Sali in Morocco, and he wrote the famous book, Or HaHaim HaKadosh. And he said, Itzeh le'emor, to say. We have to understand, who does HaKadosh Baruch Hu refer? He said to Moshe to say. To say to who? We have to understand. If you're saying that he's speaking to Pinchas, okay, but in verse 13, What does it say in verse 13? It says, Lachen emor lo. What does it mean, Lachen emor? Hineni noten lo. That means that it's Combi that is speaking to Pinchas. He's speaking to someone else. Say Rabbi Chaim ben Atar like this. What it says emor, that means that Moshe Rabbeinu have to tell Bnei Israel, the children of Israel, that they must understand and they must know the great, great favor that Pinchas done with the Jewish nation. By that he killed Zimri ben Salu and Kosbi Batsur, although that Zimri was the head of the tribe of Shimon, he done a great favor to the Jewish people. What is he done the great favor? That he stopped the plague. That means that he come to Sele Emor, explain to them the great favor and the great deed that Pinchas done by that he killed Zimri ben Salu. So now we can understand why does it say there le'emor. Le'emor to who? Tell the Jewish people. Not to tell Pinchas, like many people think. No. Say to who? Say to the children of Israel that they mustn't hate Pinchas because he killed a head of the tribe. That's what it means le'emor. Let's move on to verse 11 and let's see what it said there. It said like this, Pinchas ben Elazar ben Aaron הכהן השיב את חמתי מעל בני ישראל, בקנאו את קנאתי בתוכם, ולא חיליתי את בני ישראל בקנאתי.
Pinchas, son of Eleazar, son of Aaron the Kohen, turned back my wrath from upon the children of Israel, when he zealously avenged my vengeance among them. So I did not consume the children of Israel in my vengeance.
Okay. We see here a few things. I'm going to spend quite a bit of time on those psukim, with your permission. And I'm going to do Shaila, Kashia, Shaila, Tirutz, and Sheila. That means I'm going to ask questions from the Gemarot. I'm going to bring all different sources to make the shiur more excited. I'm trying to do with you a different idea regarding the shiur. What it means, that we're going to take Gemarot, and we're going to take the Tanakh, and we're going to do Torah shebichtav, Torah shebe'al peh, and we're going to make it all different questions, and we'll try to solve it up be'ezrat Hashem. So first of all, it says Pinchas ben Elazar ben Aaron HaKohen. Here we see that the Torah tells us the genealogy of Pinchas. In previous year, we explained why, and Rashi say, Mishum, that the people used to tease him and they used to say, you know, because your grandfather, one of your grandfather was, who was his other grandfather beside Aaron? Yitro. And because Yitro was idol worshiper in the past, that's where you got this kind of anger, that's kind of a character trait, and you killed a Jewish prince. They used to tease him. So Rashi come and say that to tell us that no, Pinchas came from Aaron, that was Ohev Shalom, Verodev Shalom. That means Aaron HaKohen, his grandfather was love peace and used to love to run after peace. That's what we used to bring in different years, all different ideas. But Rabbi Chaim ben Atar, again, asking the question, why is that the Torah bring us this genealogy of Pinchas? And Rabbi Chaim ben Atar answer, ואולי, maybe, נתכוון שיזכרו אבותיו לטובה. What does it mean? Rabbi Chaim ben Atar said, maybe it's to remind his father and his grandfather for good. And we have to understand what Rabbi Chaim ben Atar tried to tell us here. Rabbi Chaim ben Atar explained, and the Mefarshim also explained, like this, that when a person do a mitzvah, when a person do not only a mitzvah, doing also chesed, kindness with someone else, and he help other people, or he do zikuy arabim, okay? The Mefarshim explained that they're mentioning his father for good. Where do we learn that? Chazal say, if you look at the Gemara in Masechet Yoma, in page 86, folio 1, what does it say there? It says, Ashrei, when a person do mitzvot, Chazal speak about it there, it says that the people say, Ashrei aviv shelimdo Torah. That means, praise his father that taught him Torah. What does it mean? Chazal tell us, when people love someone that doing mitzvot, that help other people, always he's willing to help. He's always there to do good. Not only for himself, Chazal say, Ashrei aviv shelimdo Torah. That means people praise him. Look at that man. Blessed his father that taught him Torah, that he just helped everyone. What does it mean? Chazal say, from here you learn something extraordinary. You learn when a person learns Torah, and he used the good deeds and he helped other people, people praise him. Say the Mefarshim explain like this. From here you learn something very important. You know why the Torah have to tell us the genealogy of Pinchas? You know why? I'll tell you why. Because Pinchas done a great favor to the Jewish people, that he stopped the plague. 24,000 people died in Bnot Moab, in Bnot Midian. He come to tell you the great favor that Pinchas done. Who's meriting from it? Not only him, his father and his grandfather up in heaven. So from here we learn that when a person do a mitzvah, when a person do a chesed, when a person do zikuy rabim, not only him personally benefit, his parents benefit, and his grandparents that adore, that they're already up in heaven, also benefiting from it. And that's why they mention the genealogy of Pinchas, to tell you that not only Pinchas himself benefit from it, who also benefit from it? His father and the grandfather. So we're learning from here something important. There is a special message here. The message is that when a person do a mitzvah, not only him personally benefit, his father benefit, his grandfather benefit. How much nahat ruach when a person do a mitzvah, he's doing to his parents up in heaven. We're learning. Then the Torah tell us, Heshiv et hamati me'al bnei Israel. That means that when, by the act that Pinchas done, that he killed Zimri ben Salu and Kosbi Batsur, he removed the anger that HaKadosh Baruch Hu have on the Jewish people. And now I'm going to do with you tirutz, kushiyah, and tirutz. I'm going to bring the Mefarshim, I'm going to bring Marot, I'm going to bring the Tanakh. So try to focus with me. If you have any question, I'll stop, and then you can unmute yourself and ask. But let me first finish, because otherwise I'm going to lose it. So I saw a commentary of the great Kabbalistic Rabbi Yosef Knafo. Rabbi Yosef Knafo, born in the city of Mugdur in Morocco 197 years ago. And he said like this, Chazal tell us in the Gemara in Masechet Avodah Zarah, in page 4, Chazal bring in two different prophets. And one prophet say, the prophet Yeshaya say in chapter 27, in verse 4, Hema enli. That means, the prophet said that HaKadosh Baruch Hu say, I don't have anger. I don't have anger. Ado, the prophet Nahum say in chapter 1, verse 2, Nokem Hashem u'ba'al hema. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is a revenge. He take revenge, and he's full of anger on certain things. And we have to understand. We don't understand. 1 minute, you telling me the Gemara ask, HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't have anger. Then you're telling me in this verse that he have anger. And also the prophet Nahum said that there is anger. That's the shaila of Hazal. Hazal is our sages in the Gemara, Masechet Avodah Zarah. Remember page 4, folio 1. Hazal answer, La Kashya. There's no problem, Lo Koshya. What do you mean, Lo Kashya? There's no problem with that. It's not a question. How did Hazal answer it? Listen how Hazal answered it. En Hema al Israel. When it's come to anger, the Jewish people have no anger. But when did HaKadosh Baruch Hu have anger on who? On the Gentiles. When they do averot, when the Gentile cause problem and they sin, HaKadosh Baruch Hu have anger on them. Come the Mekubal, Rabbi Yosef Knafo, and say, wait, hold on, Vachabiki. But you're telling me here, specifically, Hishivet Hamati me'al bnei Israel. HaKadosh Baruch Hu say himself to Moshe Rabbeinu, tell the Jewish people that Pinchas, with his act, when he killed Zimri ben Salu and Kosbi Batsur, he actually removed the anger of Bnei Israel. So how can you settle that? How can you answer that? That's the question of Rabbi. Remember Rabbi Yosef Knafo, that was a great Kabbalistic. So he explained like this, and he answered it like this. And he gonna now explain what Hazal say in the Gemara and Masechet Avodah. He say, "En Hema beIsrael, HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't have anger on the Jewish people when they follow the mitzvot, when they do and they correct their deeds." What does it mean? When they are doing mitzvot and fulfilling the mitzvot of HaKadosh Baruch Hu and learning Torah, then there is no anger on Bnei Israel. You know when there is anger on Bnei Israel? When Bnei Israel has v'shalom worshipping idols. And say the Gaon Rabbi Yosef Knafo, you know what it means, Avodah Zarah? It says when they become worshipping idol, they become exactly like the Gentile. And if they do that, there is anger on them because they become like a Gentile. Say Rabbi Yosef Knafo, from here you learn, when the Jewish people, it's mainly the tribe of Shimon. I'm going to spend a lot of time on that verse to explain what happened there, Be'ezrat Hashem. Say Rabbi Yosef Knafo, from here you learn that HaKadosh Baruch Hu hate immorality. When the tribe of Shimon sinned with immorality, HaKadosh Baruch Hu killed 24,000. 24,000 died. In a sin of the golden calf, only 3,000 people die. That means, say Rabbi Yosef Knafo, say from here, you learn that HaKadosh Baruch Hu hate immorality. And when the Jewish people, Has v'shalom, acting with immorality, that considers Avodah Zarah, and then the anger of HaKadosh Baruch Hu start. What are we learning from here? Say Rabbi Yosef Knafo, you learn something very important, that idol worshipping and immorality in the same level, if not more. Why? Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Hazal say, Soneh zima v'ni'uf. HaKadosh Baruch Hu hate immorality. And if HaKadosh Baruch Hu hate immorality, it's come to tell you that he doesn't like immorality. And if Jewish people sin with Gentiles,
Rob, your
worse.
mic's gone off.
My mic gone off. Thanks for letting
Your
me know.
sound
Can
has
you hear
gone
me now?
off.
Can you hear me? Everyone can hear me? Adam, can you hear me? Yeah, Adam said that they can hear me. I think something
Now
wrong
that's
with
better.
yours.
Try again.
Okay.
No,
Okay,
I can hear you
okay.
now.
Okay, so it's come to tell you, say Rabbi Yosef Knafo, Amkubal Rabbi Yosef Knafo, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu hate immorality. And immorality, it's equivalent to Avodah Zarah. And when the Jewish people sinning with immorality, it's the same like, if not worse, than idol worshipping. And that's when the anger of HaKadosh Baruch Hu comes. Because when they sin with immorality, they become like the nation. Then you're not mine. Then I have no control over my anger. And then HaKadosh Baruch Hu punish. So you learn from here something very important, say Rabbi Yosef Knafo. How much Jewish people have to be careful with committing immorality, has v'shalom. Let's move on to verse 13. In verse 13, the Torah tells us something very, very extraordinary. And let's see what the Torah tells us. The Torah tells us in verse 13 like this. והייתה לו ולזרעו אחריו ברית כהונת עולם, תחת אשר קינה לאלוהיו, ויכפר על בני ישראל.
And it shall be for him and his offspring after him, a covenant of eternal priesthood, because he took vengeance for his God, and he atoned for the children of Israel.
Okay, here the Torah tells us that Pinchas, the son of Eleazar, a Kohen, married to become a Kohen. And here I have to explain something very important. Pinchas was not a Kohen. Although that his father was a Kohen, he was not a Kohen. Now you ask, how can it be? And I explain. נכון that HaKadosh Baruch Hu chose who? Aharon to become Kohen Gadol. Eleazar, his son, was the vice. And he was a Kohen, also been chosen. By who? By Kadosh Baruch Hu. How come that Pinchas, that his father was a Kohen, not? Pinchas already born. When Pinchas born, Eleazar wasn't a Kohen, he was a Levy. That means, once that you become a Kohen, only when your children become Kohanim, only after you become. Pinchas born, when Pinchas born, his father Eleazar wasn't a Kohen, he was a Levy. So he's automatically a Levy. Come HaKadosh Baruch Hu and say, by that act that you done, and you killed Zimri ben Salu and Kozbi Batsur, I'm going to give you a present, and that's going to be the priestlyhood. That means that Pinchas become a Kohen. Pinchas, by that he done that act, he become a Kohen. Okay, we understand that. I saw a commentary in a book that called Kedosh Israel, in Drush Dalet. Drush Dalet, it means in verse 4. And he asked, I don't understand, how come that Pinchas, that killed a Jewish person, become a Kohen? Because Hazal tell us in the Gemara in Masechet Brachot, in page 32, folio 2, listen what Hazal say. Kol Kohen, every Kohen, sheharag et hanefesh lo yisa kapav. That means a Kohen that kill a Jewish person by mistake or in purpose, not allowed to duchen. That's the Gemara, remember, Masechet Brachot, page 32, folio 2. Lehalacha, what is being pasken lehalacha today? So I'm going to bring the Shulchan Aruch and the Ramah, and then we're going to try to answer that kashya that's been asked. The Shulchan Aruch in Orach HaHaim, in Seif Orach HaHaim, in Siman Kuf Kaf Het, that means 128, Seif Lamed He, that means verse 35, he said like this, he pasken, a Kohen sheharag et hanefesh ve'afilu beta'ut, even by mistake, a Kohen that killed a Jewish person, I'll repeat, Jewish person, not a Gentile, okay, lo to'il lo, that means he cannot duchen, and he explained why, because mishum she'en kadegor ne'esa sanegor, that means you cannot be, a prosecutor cannot become a defender. That means you already a defender. How can you suddenly become a prosecutor? That means you have a problem on you. You killed someone, and because you killed a Jewish person, and it doesn't make a difference even if you drove reverse and you didn't see, and you're Kohen, you're not allowed to do it. That's the Maran Shulchan Aruch, Rabbi Yosef Karo. The Rama, Rabbi Moshe Iserlich, pasken differently on the same siman. He explained like this. He said like this: if a Kohen done a tshuva shlema, that means a proper atonement, there Hazal explained that he gone to a rabbi, and the rabbi given him tshuva shlema. What it means tshuva shlema? How to fast, how much tzedakah to give, and etc. And that rabbi saw that he done tshuva shlema. That person, even if he killed on purpose, not only by mistake, said the Rama, if he done proper tshuva, he's allowed to duchen. And he explained why. Said the Rama, like this. By that he done tshuva is a new man. A person that done new tshuva is a different man. So how can you judge him? In that case, he can duchen. That's the difference between the Shulchan Aruch and the Rama. By the way, the Sfaradim obviously follow the Shulchan Aruch, the Ashkenazim follow the Rama, so the Rama more lenient on that case. Now, we have to understand. Why did Hazal tell us in the Gemara that if a Kohen kill a Jewish soul, not allowed to duchen? So Hazal explained in the Gemara that because the job of the Kohen is to create peace and harmony in the world, and you suddenly that took a life, you killed a Jewish soul, how can you stand in duchen? You understand? That's Hazal, that's what they explain. That means that in the merit of the Kohanim, we see that they bring in life to the Jewish nation. Now, let's go to understand now, how can it be that Pinchas, that killed the head of the tribe, Shimon, merit to get kehuna, to become a priest? That's the question of the Mefarshim. And he didn't kill just a normal Jewish person. Don't say that he killed him maybe by mistake. No, he killed a head of the tribe, and he killed who? He killed who? Pinchas killed the head of the tribe, Zimri ben Salu, and he killed him on purpose. So how can you tell me that in merit of that he done that act, he deserved to become a priest? He was a Levy. Now you make him a priest. You're giving him a credit? That's the question of the Mefarshim. How can it be? So the answer is, they explain like this. The Kadosh Israel explained in his book, what did Pinchas done? Nachon that Pinchas killed a Jewish soul, but he killed a Jewish soul. If he wouldn't do that, the entire Jewish nation will be die on that plague, because 24 people died from the tribe of Shimon. HaKadosh Baruch Hu come and given him the priestlyhood. You know why? Because if he wouldn't do that act, wouldn't be a nation, wouldn't be Jewish people. In that merit that he saved the Jewish people, the same like a job of a Kohen, I'll give him a priestlyhood, and he become a priest. So that can solve what Hazal tell us in a Gemara, that how can you give a person that killed someone, a Jew, how can you give a Kohen that killed a Jewish soul, he's not allowed to duchen? Not only that he's not allowed to duchen, like the Shulchan Aruch, here, he wasn't even a Kohen, he was a Levy. He merited to get what? The priestlyhood. We understand? Can I continue? Okay, let's go to verse 17. I'm skipping a little bit.
Rabbi, sorry,
And here,
are you able to record it for me? I've got another chavrusa now.
yeah, it is recorded. I'll send it to you. Send me your email. Send me your
thanks so
email
much.
address, Adam. Thank you. No problem. Let's go to verse 17. And in verse 17, the Torah tells us something very extraordinary. Let's try to understand. The Torah tells us, "Seror et hamidyadim v'hikitem otam." Bechavod, Mark.
17. Harass the Midianites and smite them.
Here we see that there is a strange command that HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells the Jewish people that we should harass the Midianite, and not only that, and you should actually hit them. That means kill them. And many of the Mefarshim ask, wait, we don't understand. The Egyptian that killed the Jewish people and put them to slavery, hard slavery, and used to kill the Jewish firstborn, what happened? Akadosh Baruch Hu tell us, listen what Akadosh Baruch Hu tell us, לא תתעב מצרי, כי גר היית בארץ מצרים. That means the Egyptian that put us to hard slavery, killed the Jewish people, killed their children. Akadosh Baruch Hu told them, you should not despise Egyptian person. Why? Because he was a stranger in the land. I don't understand. We wasn't in the land of the Midianite. We didn't have nothing to do with the Midianite. Akadosh Baruch Hu come and tell us not only that you're not allowed to give them a chance, and not only that you're obligated. Tzeror et hamidyanim, hit them, kill them. Why? So I'm gonna bring two different ideas and we'll go from there. So Rabbeinu Behaye born in Spain in the city of Saragossa. And he explained like this. He said that the Egyptian put us in hard slavery. They killed us physically. That means that the job of the Egyptian, they looked at us, they wanted to destroy us physically. He said, but if you look what the Midianite died, they wanted to destroy us spiritually. Why? By that they released the woman to go and sin with the Jewish people, they caused us, they dropped our spirituality. Say Rabbeinu Behaye, from here you learn that HaKadosh Baruch Hu hates immorality. Not only that he doesn't agree that immorality will be. That means, in the eyes of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, people that try to destroy you spiritually, it's worse than people that try to destroy you physically. And let's understand what's happened here. Hazal explained that Kosbi Batsur was a princess. Kosbi Batsur was the daughter of the king of Midian. What's happened there? And now I'm gonna spend a bit of time to explain a bit about Kosbi Batsur, a little bit about Pinchas. Later on, I'll do general knowledge to give you who they was. And Zimri ben Salu. Hazal said that Kosbi Batsur was a princess, that her father told her like this, and he commanded her, you're going now and you're gonna cause that the highest person in a Jewish nation, you're gonna commit immorality with him. What does it say? Al tisham'i ela lagadol shebahem. That means that you're not allowed to have any physical relationship only with the greatest man in a Jewish nation. Who did he refer to? To Moshe Rabbeinu. But she made a mistake. She saw Zimri ben Salu, that was the head of the tribe of Shimon. And the tribe of Shimon was, we know that they were strong. We learned that from Shechem, that them and Shevet Levy killed the entire city. Two little children, that one was 13 and one was 14. We explained that. It's come to tell you that her father, imagine a father like this, that sent his daughter to commit immorality. Where did we hear about it? I don't know. So he said that go and sin with Moshe Rabbeinu Chas v'Shalom. But she made a mistake. She saw that the tribe of Shimon, it's a big tribe, and they're respecting their father, not their father, the head of the tribe, the prince. She was thinking that he's the highest person in the Jewish nation, and she committed immorality with him. That means that nation that called the Midianite, they was morally corrupt. Imagine that the king sending his daughter to commit immorality. But that's not the end. Come Rabbi Tzadok HaKohen Miluvlin. Rabbi Tzadok HaKohen Miluvlin, born in the city of Lublin in Poland, he born 197 years ago. And he asked on a midrash. I don't understand. Moshe Rabbeinu, that was the Jewish king. Moshe Rabbeinu taught the Jewish people Torah. When he saw that the head of the tribe, a Jewish head of the tribe, committing immorality with a Gentile, why did Moshe Rabbeinu didn't stood up and kill Zimri ben Salu? Why him? He didn't take that initiative. Why Pinchas have to do that? You understand the question, Rabotai? That's Rabbi Tzadok, a Kohen Miluvlin asked. How come? Moshe Rabbeinu, the greatest man, done all the war. He fought with Amalek. What is it to fight, to go and kill the head of the tribe, Zimri ben Salu? Say Rabbi Tzadok, a Kohen Miluvlin, bring us a beautiful answer. Say that when Zimri ben Salu, before he sinned with Kozbi Batsur, the Midianite, he took her in the front of Moshe Rabbeinu, in the front of Aaron HaKohen, and Shiv'im Skenim, the 70 oldie. And he said to him, is this woman allowed, am I allowed to have a physical relationship with her? Moshe Rabbeinu said to him, no. How can you do that? He said to him, in that case, I want to ask you something. You married a Midianite, Tzipporah. She was the daughter of Kohen Midian, Yitro. How you allowed to marry a Midianite? And you tell me that I'm forbidden to have a physical relationship. So there's many answers to it. Number one, Moshe converted Tzipporah. There's a different question in a Mefarshim. Why did Moshe Rabbeinu have to marry a convert and not a Jewish woman? That's a separate question. How come that Moshe Rabbeinu, the greatest man, Isha Elokim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, put for him to marry a convert and not a Jewish person? That's a different shala. If we'll have time, please God, I'll answer that. But still, we're in the same situation, and it's in our issue. How come that Moshe Rabbeinu didn't kill immediately Zimri ben Salu? That's the question of the Gaon, Rabbi Tzadok HaKohen Miluvlin. And he answered like this. When Zimri ben Salu came and he asked Moshe Rabbeinu, he actually not only asked, he actually teased Moshe Rabbeinu. He embarrassed him in the front of Aharon and the 70 oldie. Moshe Rabbeinu was so embarrassed by the way that Zimri ben Salu spoke to him. Say, Rabbi Tzadok HaKohen Miluvlin. He said, and now, if he will take the initiative and kill Zimri ben Salu, what the Erev Rav will say? You see, Moshe Rabbeinu done it because he embarrassed Zimri ben Salu, embarrassed Moshe. Moshe Rabbeinu took revenge. So Moshe Rabbeinu rather not take a revenge and didn't want that Lashon Hara will be spoke on him and sit and wait. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu sent who? Pinchas. Now, the Mefarshim ask, and the Zohar asked that, how come that Pinchas have the energy to go and do what he done? To penetrate, first of all, to the tent of Zimri ben Salu that was surrounded by the tribe of Shimon. What, he wasn't afraid? You need a lot of guts. The Zohar HaKadosh say that you know what's happened? The soul of Nadav and Avihu, that was the children of Aaron, that was the both of them was their uncles, penetrate inside him and given him the special energy, the special strength to go to the tent of Zimri ben Salu and to kill Kozbi Batsur and Zimri ben Salu together while they're in action, while they was doing the physical act. Hazal say, how did the tribe allow them? They say that Pinchas walked in and immediately the tribe of Shimon said, where are you going? He said, what do you mean where I'm going? I also have needs. I want to do manit. They say, in that case, you can go. When he gone, Hazal said there, the 10 special miracle happened to Pinchas, how he managed to kill them, and then he put them on the Romah and walk all around the tent, and no one even tried to attack him. It was a special miracle, but it's not for now. So we see from here that said, you know why Moshe didn't want to take action? Because otherwise the Erev Rav will say that he killed Zimri ben Salu because, you know why? Because Zimri embarrassed Moshe, and now Moshe want to take a revenge. Now, who was Pinchas? I'm going to explain things that I hope that it's going to be new for you, general knowledge about Pinchas. Pinchas, as you all know, it was the son of Elazar HaKohen. Okay? Pinchas became an angel, and he never died. Pinchas, that's Eliyahu HaNavi. That's how it's brought in Yalkut Shimoni, in Midrash Yalkut Shimoni, and also in Targum Yonatan, in chapter 25, verse 12. They say that Pinchas is Eliyahu HaNavi. You remember every birth that there is? Who come? Eliyahu HaNavi come to the birth. Eliyahu HaNavi is a Kohen, never die. When the Mashiach come, he's going to reveal to us, here's the Mashiach. That's Eliyahu HaNavi. That's Pinchas. He never died. Zimri ben Salu. Who was Zimri ben Salu? Zimri ben Salu was Shlumiel ben Tzuri Shaddai. Who he was? He was the son of Shimon. From the 12 tribes, Shimon. His mother was Bona. Zimri ben Salu, when he done his act, when he been killed, he was 250, said the Midrash. When Pinchas killed Zimri ben Salu, he was 250 years old. Where did I get those sources? The source comes from Sefer Yagel Libenu, Sefer Adorot. It's tell us all the heritage. Who was his mother? Now I'm going to speak about his mother, Zimri ben Salu. His mother was Bona. Who was Bona? Bona was one of the daughters that came, one of the women that they, Shimon and Levy, when they killed the city of Shechem, Shimon took one of the daughters of the children of Shechem. Who she was from the children of Shechem. And Shimon had a son, and that was Zimri ben Salu, Shlumiel ben Tzuri Shaddai. That's according to Sefer Hanachon V'Hayashar, Amud, page 123, if you want to check it out. Then we have another character, and that's Kosbi Batsur. Who was Kosbi Batsur? Kosbi Batsur, we explained that she was a princess. But the Gemara in Masechet Sanhedrin, in page 82, folio 2, tell us that her name wasn't Kosbi Batsur. Her name was Shivul Na'i. That was her name, Shivul Na'i. That was her real name. So the Gemara asked, Hazal asked, so why did they call her Kosbi Batsur? Hazal answer in the Gemara, remember, Masechet Sanhedrin 82, folio 2, Mishum shekizva be'avia, because that she misled her father. Her father told her to go to sin with who? With Moshe Rabbeinu. But she made a mistake and she sinned with Zimri ben Salu. So why did they call her Kosbi Batsur? Mishum shekizva. Kizva, that she misled. Milshon kazav, sheker. That she lied to her father, she misled her father. That's why they call her Kosbi Batsur. Remember, she was a princess. Now I'm going to stop before we continue to give chance for question. If anyone have any question, please unmute yourself and you can ask.
So Rabbi, you say Pinchas, Eliyahu HaNavi is a reincarnation. He's the Neshamas of
No.
Pinchas.
No. I didn't say reincarnation. No. You didn't listen carefully. Listen carefully. I said that Pinchas is Eliyahu HaNavi.
Okay.
Because Pinchas never died. Eliyahu Hanavi is a prophet.
Yeah.
He never died.
Yes.
Pinchas Hanavi never died. Pinchas never died. He became Eliyahu Hanavi. Yalkut Shimoni and Targum Yonatan, Perek Kafhei, that means chapter 25, verse 12. Look at Targum Yonatan and Yalkut Shimoni and Taf Shin Ayin Aleph. You'll see there. They say that Pinchas is Eliyahu Hanavi. He's not a reincarnation. You know who was the reincarnation? You know who was the reincarnation of what his name? I forgot the name. Wait. It will come to me. Zimri ben Salu, Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva, according to Arama Mipano said that, and I think Ari Kadosh also say, if I'm not mistaken, that Zimri ben Salu was the reincarnation of
Rabbi Akiva. Sure.
Rabbi Akiva.
Wow. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, huh?
And you know who was Cosby Batsur? Potiphar's wife. She's a reincarnation of. If you look at Sefer HaGilgulim, the book of the reincarnation of the Rama Mipano, Rabbi Azariah Mipano, and Ari Kadosh, Rabbi Yitzhak Luria Ashkenazi, they explained the Gilgulim, the reincarnation. Each neshama never ends until it HaKadosh Baruch Hu will recorrect it.
Like Moshe Rabbeinu said, he was a Hevel, the reincarnation of Hevel, right? Kain and Hevel, he's neshama.
That's it.
Yeah. Wow, interesting.
Yeah. Any other question, Rabota? If not, we're going to continue. No question. Okay, so please, guys, mute yourself so you're not going to make noise because I lose it. It's difficult for me with noise. Let's go to chapter, Mark, we'll go to chapter 27, verse 5. Okay, Marky, can I start 27, 5?
Yep, you can
okay,
start.
you're there, okay. I'm going to speak now about the daughter of Tzlofhad. Let's read it and then I will explain. Vayakrev Moshe et mishpatam lifnei Adonai.
And Moses brought their claim before Hashem.
Okay, what's happening here? I'm just going to do introduction and then I'm going to go to do again Kushia, Tirutz, Kushia, and we'll explain. The children of Tzlofhad have 5 daughters. As Hazal tell us that he have 5 daughters, and he didn't have son. When it's come now to go to Eretz Israel, each one will get, in the land of Eretz Israel, he will get a portion, he will inherit a portion. Came the daughter of Tzlofhad and said to Moshe Rabbeinu, listen, our father never have son, and we want our heritage in Eretz Israel. What does it say? It said that Moshe Rabbeinu brought the case in the front of the Almighty. And many of the Mefarshim ask, why did Moshe never given him an answer, straight answer? So one of the idea is that Moshe Rabbeinu in Parashat Yitro, what did he say? He said to Bnei Israel, וכל הדבר הקשה עליכם, הביאו אליי. Anything that is a difficult case, bring it in the front of me, and I will solve it. HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, the Mefarshim say, because Moshe Rabbeinu has v'shalom spoke like this, nit'alma halacha mimeno. That means that he forgot this halacha. That's one opinion. But I saw a different idea, and I'm going to share with you other 2 different ideas. The one idea is the Rabbi Mikutsak. Who was the Rabbi Mikutsak? The Rabbi Mikutsak was Rabbi Menachem Mendel Morgenstern. He born in Poland 234 years ago. And he wrote the book Ahal Torah. Not Ohel, Ahal Torah. And he said like this, that when a person wants to inherit Eretz Israel, if you want to have a portion in Eretz Israel, he have to merit to keep Shabbos. Where do we learn that? Hazal tell us in a Gemara in Masechet Shabbat in page Kuf Yud Het Amud Aleph, that means 118 folio 1, כל השומר את השבת נותנים לו נחלה בלי מצרים. A person that, there it says מענג, it means a person that keeps Shabbat, inherit with no boundaries. And immediately there is a question here. Why did I have to come to ask? So say Rabbi Menachem Mendel Morgenstern like this. We know that the Gemara, Hazal tell us in the Gemara, that Tzlofhad was the wood gatherer. You remember in Parashat HaMekalel, where the son of Shlomit Bat Dovri gone out and he blessed HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and then they kill him. And immediately after that, when I say bless, we're not allowed to say curse. There it's speaking about a person that gathered the wood stick on Shabbat, and he also been killed. Hazal in the Gemara in Masechet Shabbat in page 96 folio 2 say Tanu Rabbanan Mekoshesh ze Tzlofhad. That means Tzlofhad was the father, okay, of those daughters that came in the front of Moshe. And he was the wood gatherer. What was his punishment? That he'd been sentenced to death. We know. So in that idea, he not deserved to inherit the land of Eretz Israel. The Midrash come and tell us different. Hazal in the Midrash tell us, Nachon that Tzlofhad was the wood gatherer, but when he gathered the wood, he done it for the sake of heaven. That people will see if they do Hilul Shabbat, what the punishment was, and they'll never. So he died on Kiddush Hashem. Now we can understand why it was difficult for Moshe to answer. One thing say he done it for the sake of heaven. The other thing say he done Hilul Shabbat. What happened here? So Moshe Rabbeinu, because of that, brought that case in the front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Why? Because only HaKadosh Baruch Hu know human being thought. And only HaKadosh Baruch Hu know if what Tzlofhad done it, he done it for the sake of heaven or just to show off. And that merit, we know that HaKadosh Baruch Hu pasken, that the daughter of Tzlofhad allowed to have a portion on the land of Israel. Why? Because Tzlofhad done it for the sake of heaven. So we learn from here something very extraordinary, that Moshe Rabbeinu didn't want to pasken because he couldn't tell, number one, if Tzlofhad done it for the sake of heaven or he done it for personal thing, that he wanted to gather wood. So we learn from here that the reason that Moshe didn't pasken, it's a different opinion, different idea. Not like the other that say that because Moshe Rabbeinu was a bit overboard when he said the difficult thing that you have, difficult judgment, bring it in the front of me. I'm going to bring a third opinion. And the third opinion been brought on a holy book, and we're going to link it together to all of them. When the daughter of Tzlofhad came to Moshe Rabbeinu, what did they say to him? They said to him, Avinu, our father, vehu lo haya betoch ha'eda no'adim betoch adat Korah. They said to him, our father wasn't amongst those with Korah and his followers. Moshe Rabbeinu immediately felt like his influence. Why? Because Hazal tell us that if someone come in the front of the Dayan and said to him something good, you're not allowed to listen. Moshe Rabbeinu felt like he's been influenced by the daughters of Tzlofhad, because they said to him that their father wasn't with Korah and his followers. Okay, they can say. No, but the daughter was too clever, because Hazal tell us in the Gemara that not Tzlofhat Hachmaniot ayu, that it was clever, really clever. And how did they manage to influence Moshe Rabbeinu, say the holy books? Look what they say. Ki en lo ben, vebanim lo ayu lo. What it mean? And son he didn't have. The Mefarshim say, what you talking about son? We know that he didn't have son. He said, that's the point. What happened? When Korach and his followers come in front of Moshe, it said there, Vayipol Moshe al panav, and Moses fell on his face. That means Moshe Rabbeinu couldn't take the blame that they're blaming him, and from that agony, he fall and daven to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Rashi explain what it means, Vayipol al panav, shehashduhu be'eshet ish. Rashi said that those wicked people, they have a suspicion that Has v'Shalom Moshe Rabbeinu have a physical relationship with another married woman, not his wife. Moshe Rabbeinu couldn't take it, and he fell. What does it mean? That each one of them, Hazal say in a Midrash, took his wife to the Kohen and to give her to drink the sota water. And we know if the wife didn't sin and she didn't have children, she will have children. If she didn't have boys, she shall have boys. Come the daughter of Tzlofhad and said to him, we'll give you a proof that our father wasn't amongst Tzlofhad, our father Tzlofhad wasn't with Korach and his followers, because if he was with them, he would take our mother to the Kohen. The Kohen will have to give her to drink the Meisota. If she'll have to drink Meisota, he'll have son. But my father never. He never followed Korach and his followers. And if he didn't follow Korach and his followers, he didn't took our mother to who? To the Kohen. And if he didn't took her to the Kohen, he wouldn't have son. Moshe Rabbeinu immediately understand when he told them, when the daughters of Tzlofhad told them all of that, but they hinted to him. How did they hint to him? Vebanim lo ayu lo, and children he didn't have. Our father wasn't with Korach, and a proof to that he didn't have son. Immediately Moshe felt like he was influenced and decided, here I can't pasken. What has he done? He left the judgment to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And we know that HaKadosh Baruch Hu pasken that Tzlofhad's daughter allowed to have a land and a heritage and a land of Israel. I would like to give some time for question if anyone have any question. No question, okay. So, Rabotai, I hope that you enjoyed the shi'ur. Just to remind everyone, tomorrow is the fast of the 17th of Tammuz. The fast will start at 5:42 in Joburg and will end in 5:49. And Be'ezrat Hashem, we should all merit that HaKadosh Baruch Hu will give us the fear of heaven, the same like Moshe. Although that Moshe was the man of God, we saw that when he felt like he been influenced, when he felt like he doesn't know the answer, is it good or not, he given it to HaKadosh Baruch Hu to pasken. That means we learn from here that Moshe Rabbeinu has such a great fear of heaven. May HaKadosh Baruch Hu will give us fear of heaven, and we all merit to see Mashiach Tzidkenu speedily in our day. Amen. Ken Yeh Rashom. Wish you all a good evening and a good Shabbos and a meaningful fast tomorrow. And Be'ezrat Hashem, that's going to be the last of our fast. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu will send us Mashiach Tzidkenu. We don't have to fast anymore. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu will turn Tisha B'Av to a day of happiness, a day of joys that we'll see the Bet HaMikdash being built speedily in our days. Amen. Ken Yeh Ratzon. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you, Rob.
Pleasure. Hope you enjoyed.
Thank you.
Enjoy the
Chazak
evening.
Baruch.
Keep safe. Keep safe. Please God and healthy.
you.
All the best. And good night.
Bye.